was I want to talk a little bit about the vodka and a little show and tell. I was just cooking for myself some flatbreads, some Hacienda flatbreads. I put some tahini on this one and some like herby salt. Check it out. So I'm gonna put this in front of me while I chat with you for a sec. I'm not gonna eat this, but I wanted to show you this, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this vodka. I love the Hacienda Masarina. Have you used it? I mean, I think it's the most compelling food product put out in ever, just because up until Hacienda put out the Masarina that features some of the same heirloom corn that I distill occasionally. Mostly I do California, Arizona, colorful heirloom corns. Actually, hold on, I need that prop. Such as these. Okay, so maybe you've seen these before. This is Glass Gem. This was a gift given to me by Steve at Judubu. Yeah, in Berkeley. That's right. My bad. Sorry, Steve. These are really gorgeous. I brought him some Tehachapi Oaxacan corn, and he brought me out some nice Glass Gem that I think his friend, Kristen, grew this. What's up, Kristen? We know each other a little bit. And then I grew this in Oracle, Arizona. But so mostly I distill California and Arizona grains. I'm from Arizona / California, and that's where I exist. So it makes sense to, mostly do that. When I worked in New York, made sense. They're sourcing organic, New York grains, right? So you just kind of source what is around you, so it participates with the local restaurant and bar culture really directly, right? That's been my ethos since day one. Although the whiskey industry is not interested in following suit, I will keep doing it. Yeah, I think this Hacienda, and I just did a really easy flatbread, right? Every day I don't like go to the trouble of making like really nice tortillas. I'm a little clumsy. It's not where I do best. Like with my type of tedium tolerance is not that, but I'll tell you what I can do, and I can do very quickly. I can throw together delicious masa cakes that hold really gorgeous food. And so I've got this masa cake here that I just threw together with my hands, just boom, really quickly, no problem. And it's delicious. It's delicious. And then I'm loving Meyer lemons right now. Who else in Arizona is loving Meyer lemons, or Southern California? I'm eating, for sauces, for beverages, whatever. Sometimes I fucking eat them. I'm consuming a lot of them. There's a lot of good Meyer lemons right now. So I mashed up some roasted purple sweet potato with some Meyer lemon juice, I think it was like 2 lemons actually. And then I put some other fun stuff in this mash, while I was mashing up the purple sweet potato. I've got some chiltepine in there. You can see that. So I grew that just right out here in my backyard, some Sonoran chiltepine. Chiltepine is the Sonoran, one of the main Sonoran peppers, and it's considered the genetic mother of all peppers. And it's a really gorgeous tiny little pepper, kind of like ones you see in South America that are like growing, or people have them in their kitchens, whatnot. It's kind of like that. But look, I love these heirloom grains. They taste so fucking good, and they make you feel really good. Like, especially for those of us who didn't maybe grow up with like a specific food culture, right? Just like American food, right? American food, whatever. Luckily, I grew up in Tucson, so I had some cool Mexican food growing up. But this just blows my mind because, I mean, this just like tantalizes the senses. Like these heirloom grains, like they're really delicious. And I'm telling that to people who haven't tried them before, because I have a lot of experience in this now. When you show people heirloom grains in food or a drink, don't forget about drink. If that's your thing, and if it's not, then forget about it. Once you try these things, it's kind of like Matt Caputo, who's an amazing guy. He runs with a lot of people. He runs. He and Yelena Caputo run a priori specialty foods, and then the Caputo's markets in Salt Lake City. He says drinking my whiskey is like fucking being like blue pilled, I guess. I can't remember which is which, blue or red pill. Anyway, it's the kind of pill that takes you from black and white television to color television. Is you can either drink what, frankly, dead, numb, visionless, art-free corporations dream up. These long corn cobs that that would never exist without fast quarterly profit-driven capitalism would never exist, because what we're growing in the United States, something like 90 million acres, is this horrible fucking corn that is genetically modified as hell. It's not food anymore. It's kind of just petroleum. Like if you take a McDonald's cheeseburger and you like go back the steps to how it was made, it's basically fucking petroleum. And this corn that is being grown, again, I think like 90 million acres. And I like thinking about that because it gives you a little bit of an ego death. So our lifespans aren't very long. We're just here doing our best, passing the torch. That's my vision, at least. That's my thought, right? I know that's not crazy, but that's how I live. I'm like, yeah, we're fucked, but we can have a good time, and we can try to push some decent things along in our lifetimes, and even though there's 90 million acres or more, I think there's fucking more of just worthless corn. It's not even, let's talk about that really quick though. It's not just that it's worthless corn, right? Because I'm like, let's like expand that a little bit. It's not just that we're growing bad food and that we're stuffing it down cows' throats and then eating those cows, which is like super inefficient and uncomfortable for the cows. Let's be honest. They didn't grow up eating corn in their lineage. They don't want to eat corn. Cows are from Eurasia. They're not from North or South America. But that being said, you know, we have all this wasted acreage of food, you know, growing food that's not great. It's not this, dude. It's not fucking this. And it's not, you know, I'm just throwing around my food. It's not this gorgeous stuff. I mean, come on. Let's have 90 million acres of that shit. Come on. That's good. I'm like throwing away, I have some purple onions that I macerated in prickly pear vinegar. It's not just that we're growing wasted, like, it's not just we're wasting acres on bad food. It's that all those animals like butterflies or, you know, insects and birds that have been stopping at these locations for, you know, an unknown amount of tens of thousands of years. You know, the migration of monarch butterflies, for example, goes way back. And they don't have much in the way of their old stomping grounds. That's why they're dying. That's why we have mass extinction, is we've erased a diverse environment and we put a monoculture on top. But not only is it a monoculture of just one crop, right, which is the problem. That's like the main problem, right, in our agricultural system. So, but it's not just that. It's that it's not a plant that it doesn't interact with the insects and birds that used to migrate there. So you're killing birds and butterflies when you do that to a property. And when you kill birds and butterflies, we kill ourselves, right? That's directly it. When we kill birds and butterflies, we do kill ourselves. We rely on them to exist. We don't live in a vacuum. We don't at all. I'm just gonna eat this really quick. This one got a little crunchy too. So fucking good. I mean, gorgeous Oaxacan corn that I feel so lucky to have access to this. We didn't have access to this until recently. Like good masa harina, good masa flour in the US. No, this is really good. I mean, unless it's in your culture and you made it from scratch. And that process is awesome. But I like that process a lot. It does take a little bit of time. But you can make a lot of food with that time, actually, making this from scratch. But in the meantime, $10 gets you a bag of masa harina that makes like 30-something tortillas, or tamales or masa cakes, whatever. Like, it's a lot of good food for $10. So I think it's earth-shattering, the masa harina options we have in the United States now. Because the opposite, or the alternative to masa harina from Hacienda, which is direct source, like family sourced heirloom grains that have a lot of nutrients, a lot of flavor. In case I haven't said this, these colors are nutrients that when we eat them, they're really good for us, and they give us a lot of minerals and a lot of things that we now like dilute ourselves by with taking like supplements. So we can get those things from plants. When you what was I talking about? The alternative to this, which is just this gloriously nutritious and delicious corn flour, is what it is, right? Cooked with an alkali substance, basically mimicking the ancient way of cooking down corn to open up a lot of these proteins and micronutrients, right? That process is called nixtamalization, right? Nixtamalization. And that again, that so if you just eat this corn, you just cook this up, you'll get carbohydrates out of it. You'll live today, but you're not going to live forever because you need all the micronutrients that something like this has to offer. But you have to open it up, and that's what the ancients figured out, is they cook it with limestone or with ash, which are both alkali substance, right, as opposed to an acidic substance, right, which has a different hydrogen composition. So some foods are like fermented foods, it's about fermentation with acidity, right? Well, breaking down a corn like this is about alkalinity. You want to break it, and again, you expose nutrients that otherwise we would not be able to get. So that's what a tortilla, that's the magic of masa and tortillas, is like, it's this ancient, beautiful process, and we should fucking respect it. But no, I mean, the alternative is Maseco. I shouldn't even say their name. Like, companies like Maseco and Monsanto, they're the devil. And I honestly, as I become a little bit more and more public with my work and how I communicate, there will be a moment where you probably have to consider safety, because Monsanto and Maseco are giant. They're the biggest corporations, really, when it comes down to it, or they're among the biggest ones. Oh, and Monsanto has these wonderful Oaxacan beans too. I'm gonna eat later. So good. Yeah, I'm gonna do the next part as a part 2. But this part has been about corn and about beans. Yeah, these beans are great, and I love this variety. Also really lucky to have like Rancho Gordo and Hacienda and other companies who supply us with really good beans, because I mean, really good diverse beans, don't underestimate that shit. They'll keep you going for a long time, and really great fat and protein in them. But anyway, just celebrating some food, celebrating some, just making lunch. I'm going to talk about this in a part 2.